Yo, Steel Mills, what's the deal, man? Peep game. We gotta talk about Jorge Linares versus Devin Haney. On one hand, when this fight was first announced, I was like, I think Devin Haney should have enough to, you know what I'm saying, not get him out of there, but put on a clinic. Not a clinic, but just clearly win the fight. Not in dramatic fashion like he did against Gamboa, but just maybe like how he did against, I don't know. I don't think he really had any, he hasn't had any fights where he looked exposed or anything like that. But I thought that he would be able to get him not get him out of there, but just clearly win. Make it Jorge would make it a rough and tough fight, squeeze out about 4 rounds. But Devin would clearly be the one that was winning the fight. And I went back and I watched both of them, and now I'm not so sure. I'm not sure. Like I don't know who to pick in this fight. I really don't. I don't know who to pick. I'm sitting here and I'm watching them, and I'm like, they pretty much match each other in everything. They match each other in pretty much everything that they do. I think at the moment, Devin Haney is proven to be has shown to be the sharper counterpuncher because of the caliber of competition that he's been in with. I think Devin Haney has the lateral movement. He can control distance a lot better. But I do think Jorge Linares can close distance better. I think he can close distance better, man. I'm not so sure who I have. I think at this moment, I don't know. I don't know, man. I was watching him and Luke Campbell, and just I will start to see when you start to get off first, it will kind of start to frustrate him. It kind of it kind of frustrates him, and I think with Devin Haney's jab, he could really give him problems with that jab. It's a long jab. It's a sharp jab. It's a well-timed jab. There's vocabulary off of the jab. It is, but Jorge Linares has a good jab as well. And how he sets up his shots, his punch variation. When he fought Luke Campbell, he would throw three punch combinations: upstairs, downstairs, upstairs. Upstairs, downstairs, upstairs. Jab, right hand to the body, hook over the top. Jab, right hook to the body, left hook over the top. And he does this consistently. It ain't like he just did it. No, he does it consistently, man. Like he throws, I think 3 shot. He throws pretty much 3 punch combinations. It's never like a fourth in there or whatever, unless he knows he really has your respect. But that was a chess match. And given Luke Campbell's pedigree is, he's been in there with, he has 24 rounds of championship boxing at the highest level. Though he's never been a world champion, he's won 12 with Lomachenko and he's won 12 with Jorge Linares. And he looked really, Luke Campbell looked sharp in there against Jorge Linares. He did. That was a really tough fight. But he did come up short. Came up short. But just I do see with Luke Campbell Luke Campbell was giving him trouble with the jab. He was giving him, and it wasn't, when he got into a rhythm, it wasn't as easy for him to close distance. And he started countering up top. Every time he jabbed to the body, he'd throw that right hook over the top of that jab downstairs. I don't think Luke Campbell is as sharp as I don't think he's the sharpshooter that Devin Haney is. You dig? But I'm a cat who's like, I do want to see you prove it. You dig? It just gives me a certain level of comfort. I've seen you in this situation. I know what it is. I know where to hold you because you've been through these waters. You've been through these fires. We haven't seen that from Devin Haney, and granted, his last fight with Yuriorkis Gamboa, he was fresh off of an injury, surgery and everything, but it was still like, Like, man, I'm not sure, man. I know his I don't do the dude he fought before. He fought Santiago. He did a really good job on him with, controlling him with the jab. That kid has a really good jab, man. You can credit that to that's a dope little whip. You can credit that to Roger Mayweather. You dig? He has an impeccable jab, man. He has an impeccable jab, and his footwork, his lateral movement, his distance control, everything is just like, with him, it's like, what only thing you could ask more out of him is, the power. The power. But I mean, shit, if I could wear you down, you dig, if I can just put these hands on you, these bricks on you throughout the duration of a fight, you're gonna feel that power, you dig? Because the more of a beating you take, the harder the punches get. Even though if it's something like, I mean, Felix Verdejo bitch ass, he got stopped with a jab by Nakatani. When you're winded and you're already beat down, those punches start to hurt a little bit more. And that's what it is with him. He's not the biggest puncher, but he's just so fundamentally sound that it's negated. It's negated, man. And the kid is incredible, man. He's incredible. I don't see anything that's making me stand out anything standing out between the two of them that can definitively make me say this one he's gonna win. Because when I watched Jorge Linares' last fight, I was like, I don't follow the dude. His name is Morales. That's his last name. I don't follow him. But Jorge, I don't know if it was age that was, that settled in with Jorge Linares, or if it was he just didn't respect dude's power, because it was barely any head movement. He just came, put the high guard up and came down the line. And he got cut, but that was due to a clash. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think when he hurt him, when he dropped him in the third round, that's when you kind of start like, all right, cool, let me get into a rhythm so I can step on him and get him up out of here. That's when you kind of started seeing him, move his upper body a little bit more and give him different looks. That's the only time you really seen that in that fight. So that right there is what has me like kind of apprehensive. Like, yo, was that due to attrition and him just getting, I mean, he's 35. That's not old. 42 fights, 3 losses. I mean, he's still fighting at a championship level, clearly. Yeah, so I'm not, everybody's body ages differently, man. But with him, I don't know if that was a sign to be like, man, I'm not sure, or if it was just like, yo, he's just not respecting his power. I'm not sure. So that's what has me I don't know. I keep going back and forth, man, because I go back and I look at Devin Haney's fight with Yuriorkis Gamboa, and I look how easily Gamboa was able to close distance from the outside as the shorter man. Well, he's shorter than Manny. He's 5'5". I look at how easy he was able to close distance on the taller man, the younger man, the fresher man. Gamboa was injured the fight before that, during the fight, Achilles injury, and he's closing distance on the younger man, the fresher man, the sharper man, the faster man. And I'm like, man, how do I can't definitively pick a winner in this fight. At first I'm like, Devin Haney is the younger fighter, he's the fresher fighter, he's the more hungrier fighter. He's not in his prime yet, but he's still ascending, when Jorge Linares is on the back end of his career. But just because somebody is ascending and another one is on the back end of their career, that doesn't necessarily mean the one that's ascending is automatically going to win the fight. History has proven that. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure who wins this fight. I think it's dead even. I think it's Because I don't see anything from the other one that's making me say he's gonna win. And that's another thing is, you know, IQ. When you look at Jorge, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. When Jorge Linares fought Vasily Lomachenko, I've never seen anybody hinder his, you know, the angles that he cuts. Teofimo did it to a slight degree. He did, you know, he was able to spin out with him and pivot out with him early on in the fight when he was inactive. Because like I said before, he likes to get to his spots before he starts to throw off. He would get in his spot, and Teofimo was like, no, he cut him off. But when he started throwing off of those angles, you started to see them angles come into full effect. Like, oh shit, he's punching off angles now, and it started to fluster Teofimo. Jorge Linares is the only one that I see as Lomachenko was in a rhythm, hinder those angles. He's the only one I've seen do that. He knocked him down. You know, he scored a knockdown or whatever. All right, you know, while Lomachenko was in a rhythm, and then, you know, as that happens, he started to get into a rhythm. And when Lomachenko started to, you know what I'm saying, get back into his rhythm and started cutting those angles again, he'd meet him with a hook. And not even hook with, you know, trying to, you know, throwing the hook with intent to, you know, to connect, but just throwing the hook with intent to keep your hands at home, to let you know I'm here. Like, no, Lomachenko likes to punch off of those angles. You can't punch if you're worried about a shot coming. In your head, it's like, oh, this shot ain't, you know, this is just, you know, it's a love tap. You don't know that. Linares knew that. And he was able to slightly, not neutralize him, but hinder him. Hinder those angles. He got stopped. But it was really good work. It was real solid work from Jorge Linares in that fight. And that's what, you know, that bit of craftiness right there. Can Devin Haney outthink Jorge Linares? Because he's already had chess matches at the highest level. The highest level. He was able to do that to a Lomachenko that was in rhythm. Teofimo wasn't able to have success with Lomachenko that was in rhythm. Teofimo was able to have success on an inactive Lomachenko. It's a difference. It is a difference. So that's what has me like, I'm not sure. I don't know if Devin Haney could outthink a Lomachenko. Or not a Lomachenko, but a Jorge Linares. So I'm not sure, man. It's that, I mean, and you know, just he's the younger and the fresher fighter. So you're gonna have, he has that in his favor. But Linares has his IQ in his favor, that he's tested up in the highest of competition. So I'm not sure, man. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't have a winner. I can't definitively pick a winner, man. I could be dead wrong and Devin Haney go in here and just crash this man and knock him out, and I'm like, damn. But nothing is standing out to me between the two of them that's making me say one or the other can win. I think it's dead even. It's dead even, man. And I'm just excited to see it when it go down later on tonight. I'm heading to my Rello's little birthday party shindig at Benson Park. When I leave here, I might slide on the homie, and after that, I'll go home and watch the fight. But man, I just, you know, nonetheless, you know, that was random. But I'm excited for the fight. You know, so even though I ain't at home right now, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just excited to see a really good fight, a high caliber fight, a championship fight. I want to see this, and I can't wait to see it, man. And that's where I'm at with it, man. Like and subscribe. Let me know if I'm burnt the fuck out or if I'm on to something, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Peace.